Goku and Frieza's first fight was the longest in anime history. Sonic the Hedgehog was heavily inspired by Dragon Ball Z. You might wonder, what would a Super Saiyan and a Supersonic Hedgehog have in common? Vegeta was meant to be a one-off character. Vegeta was originally intended to be a disposable villain who would be killed off fairly. Voice actors have fainted from exertion. Goku only died twice. Super Saiyan wasn't intentionally blonde. Toriyama opted to make Saiyan's hair blonde, to make it easier to draw for himself and his assistants. A lot of Saiyans are named after vegetables. For example, Broly's name is based on broccoli. By the end of Dragon Ball Z, Mr. Satan is the only character to have never died. Piccolo and Gohan are closer in age than they seem. Piccolo is only 4 years older than Gohan. There are 187 fights from the start of Dragon Ball to the end of Dragon Ball Z. Most of Gohan's appearances are filler. The Goku Black Arc is the darkest arc in the entire series. Goku's rivalry with Jiren potentially would have started much earlier. In the original episode summaries for the Tournament of Power exhibition matches, Jiren was listed as Belmont's guest instead of Toppo. Vegeta has never been so close to surpassing Goku. Belmont and Margarita were originally lovers. Gohan is more violent on the show than the manga. He killed 8 enemies in the original manga. In the Dragon Ball Z anime, including the movies, he has directly killed a total of 15 different enemies. The hospital in Dragon Ball is cleverly named. Goku is hospitalized in Wukong Hospital. Wukong is in fact the Chinese name for Goku. The animation has had occasional hiccups. Dragon Ball Super has the first canonical power-ups in 20 years. Battle of Gods was government-funded. They were able to provide Toei Animation, the studio that animates Dragon Ball Z, a generous gift of 50 million yen. Goku's symbols represent his masters. Cell wasn't originally the big bad. Cell wasn't going to be the main villain. That title was set to go to Android 19 and Dr. Gero. Gods of destruction cannot exist without Supreme Kais. The most surprising revelation is that the gods of destruction are not tied to the Kais just as symbolic counterparts, but their very existence is dependent on one another. Broly and his dad survived 40 years on a planet that did not have any drinkable water. The first person that Goku killed was Grandpa Gohan. When Goku transformed into the Great Ape form, he stepped on him and killed him. Vegeta would technically be the king of all Saiyans instead of the prince, because his father was killed by Frieza, but most likely does not call himself king out of respect for his fallen father. Broly, the legendary Super Saiyan, was born with a power level of 10,000. This is comparable to most Saiyan elite warriors. Goku is terribly afraid of needles. Cooler owns roughly 256 planets. After Piccolo fuses with Kami, he temporarily becomes the most powerful Z fighter in the series. Bulma goes through 17 hairstyle changes throughout the Dragon Ball series. Cell is the only main villain that Goku never bites during battle. There are over 25 variations of the Kamehameha. Majin Buu is over 5 million years old. Future Gohan was the only Saiyan character to ever battle with one arm. Counting movie specials and Dragon Ball GT, the Spirit Bomb has been used exactly 8 times in all of the Dragon Ball series. Gohan, the son of Goku, was officially born on May 11th. Kid Buu would technically have the highest body count in the entire Dragon Ball series. Vegeta says the name Goku only 8 times, because he almost always addresses Goku by his Saiyan birth name, Kakarot. Do you know Bulma's last name? Her last name is Brief. King Kai's pet monkey, Bubbles, is a reference to Michael Jackson's pet monkey, who is also named Bubbles. Gohan, the son of Goku, was officially born on May 11th. Nappa originally did have hair, as seen in the special Dragon Ball Z Bardock, the father of Goku. Master Roshi is 354 years old at the end of Dragon Ball Z. Future Trunks is one of the few primary Z fighters to have never used the Kamehameha wave, a trait he shares with his father. Old Kai is approximately 15 million years old during the events of the Majin Buu saga. Saiyans' hairstyles never change from the day they are born. Piccolo is one of the only 2 characters in the Dragon Ball universe to have killed the main character Goku, although in both cases Goku sacrificed himself to save the world. Akira Toriyama stated his favorite character to be Piccolo. Dragon Ball Z and One Piece had a crossover known as Cross Epic, which was created by both Akira Toriyama and Eiichiro Oda. This special manga appeared in Japan's Weekly Shonen Jump on December 25, 2006. Frieza originally kills the Namekian boy Cargo in the original manga, but his murderer was changed to Dodoria in the anime. Tien Shin Han has fought every major Dragon Ball Z villain except Frieza for the obvious reason that he was dead at the time. Akira Toriyama created the concept art for the Super Saiyan 4 transformation seen in Dragon Ball GT. Yamcha is either severely injured, killed, or already dead in every saga of Dragon Ball Z. Goku has achieved every level of Super Saiyan, canon or not, with the exception of the legendary Super Saiyan form. The first characters seen with the ability to fly are Tien Shin Han and Chaozu. Piccolo is by far the tallest Z fighter at 7'4". Krillin has 6 incense burns on his forehead from his time training to be a monk at Orin Temple. Akira Toriyama created a short-lived prototype for Dragon Ball called Dragon Boy. The space inside the hyperbolic time chamber is part of a completely different dimension. The second battle between Goku and Vegeta occurs exactly 200 episodes after their first one. Goku, Bulma, Oolong, and Yamcha are loosely based on the main characters from the Chinese epic Journey to the West. Korin Tower is said to be higher than any airplane can reach. Yamcha is a professional baseball player for the Titans team. Goku's death in the Cell Games saga was an attempt to shift the focus of the series onto Gohan. But the fans didn't like that, so Toriyama had to bring Goku back. The Garlic Jr. saga is entirely filler created for the anime. Goku is completely pure of heart, preventing him from being harmed by the Devil Might Beam, and allowing him to control the Spirit Bomb. Akira Toriyama has stated that Launch did not appear in the manga after the Piccolo Jr. saga, because he forgot she existed. Goten got a makeover later in life to keep him from looking so much like his father. Piccolo was only 3 years old when he fought Goku in the 23rd World Martial Arts Tournament. The anime known as Dragon Ball consists of the first 16 volumes of the Dragon Ball manga, while Dragon Ball Z consists of the latter 26 volumes. Master Roshi's immortal Phoenix died of food poisoning from some bad bird seed. Mr. Popo has served under every guardian of Earth. Vegito's name comes from Vegeta combined with the Japanese form of Goku's Saiyan name, Kakaroto. Namekians reproduce asexually by extracting eggs from their throats. Goku and Piccolo were forced to take driving lessons in the episode Goku's Ordeal. The youngest Super Saiyan in the Dragon Ball series is Goten, who transformed at 7. Kid Buu and Yakon are actually the only villains Goku ever kills in Dragon Ball Z. And Kid Buu is reincarnated as Oob, while Yakon was actually killed accidentally due to his failed attempt at draining Goku's light energy. Emperor Pilaf and Garlic Jr. have the exact same voice actors. Masako Nozawa has been playing Goku since the Dragon Ball anime began in 1986. Super 17 appeared in the least number of episodes as a main villain. Akira Toriyama had spent 5 years working on character designs and the story for Dragon Ball Online. Tien fought Nappa with one arm during the Saiyan saga. Master Roshi created the Kamehameha, and it took 50 years to master it. The Latin American dub Chi-Chi's name was renamed Milk because Chi-Chi means breast in Mexico. The last episode of Dragon Ball Z was premiered on Toonami on April 7, 2003.